Welcome to Surrender School.
Hey, at Surrender School, we recover. Our mission is to share 12-step and other supportive recovery solutions with those who want a healthy relationship with food. We're not an official 12-step meeting, but we do try and adhere to the spirit of the traditions. If Surrender School has helped in your recovery, please consider donating. No amount is too little. We have, website hosting costs, Zoom costs, insurance costs, and then, of course, future costs with the retreat. So you can find that donate button at the bottom of the landing page for the website. And let's do this. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the floor, kind of get grounded. Bring your presence to the immediate moment. And let's see if I'll say the set aside prayer. God, help me to set aside everything I think I know to leave space for what I have yet to learn. Okay, so let me stop my sharing. Okay, so today's topic is making a decision. Now, this phrase is found in the big book on page Roman numeral 30, XXX. It was written by Dr. Silkworth in one of the letters he gave to Bill to include in the big book. And he was talking about the different personality types of drinkers. So what he said was, quote, "They are always going on the wagon for keeps. They are over remorseful and make many resolutions, but never a decision," unquote. Now, usually I've heard people tie this quote to step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. But I see these two decisions as very different. The decision referenced by Dr. Silkworth and the decision talked about in step 3. The step 3 decision to me is really a decision to stop playing God, to stop trying to control people, places, things, situations. Just the decision is to stop fighting your higher power and to live in alignment with your higher power's will. So that's the way I see the step 3 decision. But the decision in the quote by Dr. Silkworth, I see a little bit differently. Now, Dr. Silkworth, like I said before, is talking about a personality type in an addict that I think most of us can relate to. There's a big show of pursuing recovery. We're attending meetings. We're quoting chapter and verse out of the big book. We're even working with a sponsor. And every other share out of our mouth is my sponsor said, or when I was talking to my sponsor, she said. So as food addicts, we're always getting abstinent on Monday. We are getting abstinent after the holidays. We're getting abstinent after this vacation we're going on. We're getting abstinent after this project is finished at work. So the list goes on and on and on. Our disease is very creative. But all this really means, in my opinion, is I'll get abstinent after I'm dead, because all of the stuff that I just mentioned is just life. It's just life being lifey. There is no good time to get abstinent and work a program. So if you are waiting for the right time to become abstinent, you will never make a decision. You will always leave yourself an out. But let's dig just a little bit deeper, because I like to do that kind of thing. So another way that I interpret this phrase, or a deeper meaning for this phrase, making a decision, means something really, to me, very fundamental and rock bottom. So you ask yourself, why do we overeat and binge in the first place? Why do we overeat and binge? The big book tells us why on page Roman numeral 28, XXVIII. Quote, men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. Our base, the effect of alcoholic foods. It's like overeat and binge. We overeat and binge because we like what the food does for us. It's not because it tastes good. It's because it feels good. It's the effect. We overeat and binge for our effect. So making a decision, as Dr. Silkworth meant it, or what I am interpreting him as having meant, means that we are making a decision to live our lives without the effect alcoholic foods give us. And that is really saying something. Think about it. I am making a decision one day at a time to give up my one go-to coping method to deal with life. And I've been using this one go-to coping method since I was about 7 years old. The coping method has always worked for me until I can't fit any more food in my pie hole and then I feel like crap. But while I'm eating, it feels great. Okay. So you may be having an emotional reaction to even the thought of giving up your effect. I was on the phone with a newcomer earlier today, and we were talking about that notion of not having that effect again, because she had been through, was an alcoholic, stopped drinking, then she quit smoking, and now she's facing the food, which is the last of the things that are giving her an effect, and it's dawning on her, I'm not going to be able to get this effect again, this of using food. I'm not, that's what I'm saying. And I believe that is the decision we're making here. And food, or rather my effect, has always been my comforter, my nurturer, my reassurer, my safety and security, my surrogate mother. There's a part of me that believes being abstinent means I will never experience these soothing emotions again from my food. I am giving up this kind of soothing, nurturing, escaping oblivion. I'm going to say that one more time. There is a part of me that believes being abstinent means I will never experience these soothing emotions again. It almost feels like abstinence is asking me to give up joy, happiness, relaxation, escape, a break. Of course, that's just my disease talking. It's telling me how awful life is going to be without my effect. And my disease is extremely persuasive. It has a very charismatic, logical, soothing voice that tells me that life really just isn't worth living without having that effect. And you just might as well just let yourself have that effect. Now, making this decision that I'm talking about here means I won't get those needs met through food and my effect anymore, but it doesn't mean I won't get those needs met in other ways. We just don't know how to get them met in other ways. I'm going to say that again, okay? Because I think it is foundational. Making this decision means I won't get those needs met through food and my effect anymore, but it doesn't mean I won't get those needs met in other ways. That's why making this kind of a decision is a decision to fundamentally change our lives. so that we can get those needs met in other ways. The big book says this all over the place, all over the place. Page 19 in the big book, quote, "We feel that elimination of our drinking is but a beginning. A much more important demonstration of our principles lies before us in our respective homes, occupations, and affairs." Page 27. Here, Dr. Young tells us, here and there, once in a while, alcoholics have had what are called vital spiritual experiences. To me, these occurrences are phenomena, meaning unexplainable. They appear to be in the nature of huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes, which were once the guiding forces of our lot of the lives of these men, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives begin to dominate them. Page 42, quote, "But the program of action, though entirely sensible, was pretty drastic. It meant I would have to throw several lifelong conceptions out of the window." And that's what the rest of the steps are for, to produce this spiritual awakening, a vital spiritual experience, huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. This is the process that is going to get those needs met in a different way. The needs that we've been meeting through food and the effect of our alcoholic foods. Okay. So through working the program and our relationship with our higher power, we're going to learn how to get these needs met in different, more life-affirming ways. We won't need our effect anymore to cope with life. We will be given something much, much better. As Bill puts it on page 25 of the big book, quote, "We have found much of heaven, and we have been rocketed into a fourth dimension of existence of which we had not even dreamed." Sign me up. Because if you really think about it, do you think it's possible to get these needs met in other ways? I mean, eh, that's, that for a long time, that never occurred to me. And then the catch happens. Here's the catch to this whole thing and why it's so freaking hard. This obviously doesn't happen overnight. We have to be willing to feel uncomfortable, feel emotional discomfort, and sometimes even emotional pain while we go through this process of working the steps, leading to a spiritual awakening, leading to us meeting our own needs along with our higher power without having to use food. That's the way I see this process. So making the decision for entire abstinence is a decision to be willing to feel, period. I don't remember where I got this poem that I'm going to show you right now, but I loved it and I wanted to share it with you guys. So you might want to take a picture of it, but I will read it out loud. Declaration of willingness. I am now willing to no longer turn to food to escape what I don't want to feel. Instead, I turn to truth, to presence, and to my higher power. I am willing to experience emotional discomfort. I am willing to feel pain, real pain, without running from it. I am willing to trust that no feeling will destroy me and that walking through it is the way to healing. I choose recovery. I choose life. And I'll leave this up just for a minute more in case someone wants to take a picture of it. I have added this, I consider it a prayer. I have added this prayer to my morning quiet time routine. Just to affirm every day the decision that I am making for today. This is a decision I am making for today. And I ask my higher power to help me. Oh, to help me, because I need a lot of help. I am not used to dealing with emotional discomfort. I'm just not. Okay. Okay for me to move on to the question. So we are ready for our question. You ready?
Linda,
Yes?
we're getting some disruption on your audio.
Oh,
It seems to be when you back away from the computer a bit, so
okay.
I don't know. It's going in and out.
Okay, so I will lean forward. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I will try and not back away. Okay, let's do the question. What keeps you from making a decision? What stops you?
Thanks for recovering with us.